Welcome back to Monetization Mastery. My name's Paul Dutton, and in this video I'm going to be doing a crypto news and market update. I'll cover off some positive and some negative news and stories and things at the moment that are definitely impacting the price of Bitcoin, as well as probably a lot of other altcoins, and we'll do a little bit of a look at the price as well, just to see what's happened with that over the past few days. So before we go any further, please subscribe to my channel, smash the like button, it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Leave me a comment below, that would be really appreciated. And of course, hit the notification bell when you subscribe and set the all option so you don't miss any videos. Remember that YouTube gatekeeps some cryptocurrency videos. Without further ado, let's get stuck in. So first up today, we have El Salvador planning to make cryptocurrency legal tender, which is a massive piece of news, and it's really helpful for the space for us, for certain. In particular, it references Bitcoin. This news was launched maybe a day or so ago. And you can see President Nayib here talking about how it will make it easier for people to send payments home. It will help with the economy, generating new jobs. It's a great little article here. We'll link it in the description below. And you can see something he's tweeted here around sort of the number of people who might invest in El Salvador and what it would do for their country. So they're not shying away from cryptocurrency, and that's probably a good thing because we kind of need more use cases like this to help with the price. So definitely positive news, and can see that definitely helping to drive the price in future. So as a piece of reactional news to that statement by the president of El Salvador, Donald Trump has waded back into the market again, using one of his key phrases, calling Bitcoin a scam against the dollar. He tends to call a lot of things scams, so I'm not reading too much into this, but there's no doubt that his kind of influence and reach will definitely have impacted the price of Bitcoin, and that's why it's down a little bit at the moment. He says it just looks like a scam. He said it doesn't like it because it's competing against the dollar. So he is obviously, passionate about the currency that he considers to be the world currency, or should be the currency of the world. So he's talking about, wanting to make the US dollar the kind of, I suppose, the international currency globally, which probably isn't ever going to happen. So I think he doesn't like the fact that Bitcoin kind of is some kind of threat to that. And again, it's another great read. It talks about some of the reasons why he thinks it's a major threat to all currencies and some of his reasons for thinking that. So definitely worth a read, and no doubt he has influenced the market and probably a lot of other altcoins as well in the process. So there's an interesting article posted a few days ago, which was a little bit of a tiff between Ethereum and Cardano effectively. So Vitalik Buterin and Charles Hoskinson having a little bit of a back and forth over the right things. So for those of you who don't know, Charles Hoskinson was originally a part of the original Ethereum team along with Vitalik Buterin, and sort of had some ideas around how things should work, which they disagreed on. So effectively Charles Hoskinson left and created Cardano and started to adopt things in the way that he wanted to deliver them effectively. And there's kind of this, because of all the news around Cardano ADA and the potential success and hype it's having, Vitalik hasn't been shy in coming out and saying it's not all that it's cracked up to be. And there's a couple of videos on this article, which I'll link below as well, where Vitalik's talking about Charles Hoskinson and Cardano. And as expected, Hoskinson has responded nicely to that with a video of his own. He doesn't tend to shy away from these kind of battles because, in all honesty, I think they both believe that what they're doing is the right thing. I think the difference is Ethereum has focused on speed and kind of try, test and learn, almost that kind of approach. Whereas Charles Hoskinson has very much adopted a get it right first time, because this is people's money, safety, security, livelihood. So there's a different perspective, and it's almost the kind of agile approach versus the waterfall project approach. And Charles is almost taking a very waterfall but accurate approach to things, whereas Vitalik wants to just wanted to do things quickly, in effect. So it's quite interesting. It's almost, speed versus accuracy and security, and it's a great read, and the videos are worth a watch as well, so I'll link them below. But it's a really interesting thing, Vitalik coming out and attacking Cardano. There could be some insecurities there about how well Cardano is doing and the way it's being perceived. But equally, Ethereum backers probably see the opposite of that, because ultimately it will be war of the blockchains later on this year. You will see lots of competition between the two, especially when Ethereum solve the gas fee problems that they have, and when Cardano actually launch after their Alonzo mainnet is released. So I can certainly see some more of this come in, attacking each other in the media. But effectively, they both do things in a slightly different way. They both have different perspectives and are both equally viable platforms. So this is good for the space. It's also bad for the space as well, because you've got somebody bad-mouthing something. But either way, if you're invested in either one or the other, you're probably going to see some kind of price shift on that. And it will either be a good buying opportunity or it will be a good time to take some profit. So I also found an article a few days ago that I wanted to reference about Bitcoin. It was in the conversations, posted on the 4th of June. And again, it's reiterating the whole, the cost of effectively mining Bitcoin and the computing power that's required, and how there are challenges with this. So we're not unfamiliar with what's happened in this space. We know that Elon Musk has talked about this, so originally backing Bitcoin and buying it, then him and Tesla are almost pulling out of that, saying it's not very environmentally friendly, given that their company is supposed to be in that way, going to electric vehicles and all that stuff. So there's definitely a lot of news in the market about this at the moment, and there needs to be a more clean energy solution for Bitcoin. People are working on that. Other blockchains don't have as much of this as a problem, but again, they are things that need to be considered, and they do actually, the computing power required is pretty monstrous, and I have seen some pretty crazy mining rigs. It's worth a read. It talks about sort of how mining machines are crammed into shipping containers, and they're trying to find ways to keep things cool, and how can we run massive computers. And in effect, so that's just down to the algorithm, which probably wasn't considered for its environment when it was first created. So hopefully someone in the Bitcoin space will do something about that in the not too distant future, and that will really help others with that. But it's another great read. China have talked about it. I mean, they have a different agenda, which I'll cover in a minute. But in effect, I don't think it's just China about this whole clean energy solution. And I definitely think there needs to be something done in order for Bitcoin to get on its kind of big price rise that it needs to have. And no doubt we'll see that at some point over the next year or so. So another interesting story that broke yesterday was around China again, and China are well known for censoring and blocking things that they don't necessarily agree with. And this is exactly what's happened here. So they have a platform over there called Weibo, which is kind of like a Twitter-like platform where influencers and people, particularly in cryptocurrency, use to communicate things and talk about news and things like that. Now, social media is typically one of those very banned things in China, and anything kind of internet-based, YouTube, social media, Facebook, that kind of stuff are banned in China. And they have taken another step here by blocking a series of accounts that are based on Weibo, which is the platform. So effectively censoring people who are active in the crypto space, which obviously they call illegal because it's against the country's criminal law, and all that kind of stuff. So they're not shying away from trying to censor a lot of this, and it's mainly down to the fact that they are launching their own digital currency, which they want their sort of residents to use, that's not crypto based. So I can see where they're coming from. I don't think it necessarily impacts the rest of the world, but obviously, China, massive population and potentially a big use case for cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and other things, probably won't see the light of day. So it'd be interesting to watch this space and see how that goes. And they're definitely censoring people who are pro cryptocurrency. So definitely something that will have impacted the price over the past few days. So finally, just on the Bitcoin price, it's no surprise it is where it is. So currently sitting around the 33,000 mark, down 8.78%. The 7-day chart doesn't look particularly great. Us moving from a position of around 36,000 and now falling down to this kind of low 33,000. And obviously all the news and things that I shared earlier are likely to have driven this, particularly Donald Trump wading into the argument and all of the China FUD, which is potentially knocking the market around. Obviously, bear in mind as well that we are in an accumulation phase. in terms of the market. So it's likely that the price was always going to be on a knife edge anyway and likely to drop again to that kind of low 30,000. So I don't think this is unforeseen, and it doesn't necessarily mean that all of the news has driven that, or one particular news story has driven it. There is just a compounded situation at the moment with us being in the accumulation phase, some good news coming out, some bad news coming out, and unfortunately it's tipping the price downwards. But I don't think, you know, this is the end. I think we are going to may test a little bit lower than this. I can't see price really dropping below 30,000. There's a good support area there that I think we'll probably be able to test and push out from, and maybe use as a springboard to get back up into those high 30s. But it is going to require some good news and some positivity, and at the market, with it being so volatile, any bit of bad news, regulation, anything like that that comes out could tip the market against us really, in terms of investment. Obviously the one day looks a lot worse than that, so effectively that big change effectively just almost came within 24 hours based on all of these news articles. So, you know, we're kind of landed around the 33,000, but it's down, you know, 10% on the one day, which isn't a great position to be in. But who knows? There's plenty of reasons for price to go up. And of course, this is likely to have impacted a number of other markets. So we can see Ethereum has been hit, probably due to the whole Cardano Ethereum argument. But as we know, any news about Bitcoin will typically impact the rest of the market because it's probably the most proven, and I suppose it's the flagship cryptocurrency at the moment for the whole space. But as others start to break out, hopefully we'll start to see them move around less. Particularly the sort of Binance and Cardano, who've got the kind of own blockchain technologies. Hopefully we should see them come back to the foray, and we really will have the war of the blockchains between Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance and Cardano, and there's probably some others in there too that will definitely impact that. So I do expect a rise. You know, some of the cryptocurrency markets and altcoins will recover, no doubt that will happen. Bitcoin is just, I think it's on a bit of a knife edge at the moment about whether it dips lower or goes any higher. And there is a lot of manipulation in the market. So, you know, we just can't rule out that someone else is going to say something else, or Elon Musk's going to drop a random tweet. It's just a really crazy and volatile market at the moment. So in summary, what I would say is, with all the market FUD and news out there isn't anything significant to panic about. A lot of it is strategic. There's market manipulation going on. There's big whales looking to try and buy out and shake out the weak hands and get people to sell their cryptocurrencies and altcoins so that they can buy in at a crashed price. The only people who are losing out here are the ones who are probably reacting to this news and FUD. So the market is crashing because people are selling their cryptocurrency. I would say just stand fast, ride out the storm. You know, we don't need to be making waves in this particular phase, because as projects start to launch and become more reputable and actually have some backing to them, you will start to see those cryptocurrency prices coming through, and there will be legitimate proof and evidence that those things actually work, those projects have actually launched, they have real use cases rather. They're not just conceptual things. And the result of that will be good prices, and it will be harder for people like Elon Musk or whoever else to tweet about something and then all of a sudden the market crashes, or for someone to write a news article and say it's my opinion that it's rubbish. Because I've said this in a previous video, if you came out in the news and said that you didn't like an Apple iPhone, I don't think it would really touch the stock price, and that's because it's a proven company, a proven technology. They have different products and brands. It's tangible. It doesn't feel conceptual as a thing. But I bet years ago, when they had their first Macintoshes out, any bit of news and market information or an opinion could have crashed that price or changed the perspective of something. So we're definitely going to get out of that. I would just say, my advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not telling you what to do, but personally, I'm holding my cryptocurrency. I'm looking at opportunities to buy in still the ones I believe. So whenever you see a market crash, you know, literally take opportunity to buy in a little bit more if you can, if you really believe in that project and you've kind of sold on the idea of it and what it can do, because that's the way you will make money in this market. So hopefully the video was great and you enjoyed the content in it. I'm looking to do these more regularly. I'm just trying to find my feet with the cadence of everything and the US market and everything, because I'm based in the UK. But if you like the video, Please give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below and let me know about your favourite part, or if you've got any comments about that video and anything I've said in it. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, select the all notification bell, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. And thanks very much for watching.